really wanted to do this film because of how awkward it was. I mean, just reading the script, I was laughing out loud and you know, sympathizing with the characters.
Its originality appealed to me. I hate copies of copies of copies.
This film is about a father and son who are potentially about to go in vastly different directions and do something that they may be never able to forgive each other for.
It's sort of a greatest hits of adolescence, of my adolescence. It's a lot of dorkiness, it's a lot of nervousness around girls, but it's also about some pretty serious things as well. The main character is going through a big loss in his life, so in many ways it's about grief.
The restorative power of nature and the power of an experience or a journey, or meeting someone or hearing one thing said in the right way that opens your mind to the possibility that maybe there's another way of thinking about things, and maybe that can happen at the right time in your life.
I feel like the casting has been done so well because the characters are just so perfect, and all the actors are amazing, and our relationships, the characters, they're basically the same on screen and off screen.
This is so refreshing to have an intelligent group of children who are finding their own way on their own quest, that communicate with each other beautifully.
I learned so much from Sir Ben on set. He would always use everything around him very carefully as inspiration for his character.
He's very professional too. He was talking about his character during the day and how he lost his daughter, and he's such a good actor that I thought he was talking about his real life.
Sir Ben Kingsley had a much deeper, more nuanced portrayal than I sort of had in my head. I saw the character as maybe a little more of a comic relief character, but he found a lot of pathos and tragedy in this character's backstory, and you know, that's why he's a knight and I'm not.
And tell me,
perhaps I'm oversimplifying how you get to be a knight.
Cody is a really special kid, and he's an amazing actor. And those two things combined really elevated this film.
And I really like working with him. He's very present, he's very flexible, he thinks on his feet, he responds. One can react to him because, you know, there's a solid, deeply layered performance there. So it's a joy to work with him.
Katie Chang's the only female on the set, which is both really good and really bad. I think it's mostly really bad for her.
No, they know that I think they're wonderful, but they're boys. You know, I've learned a lot about the male species this shoot.
Getting the details of birding was really important to me as a filmmaker and storyteller, but also knowing that this is one of the few films about birding or bird watching that's out there. So there's definitely a sense of responsibility that this had to represent birding in an accurate way, in a fair way, and in my opinion, in a way that gave justice to the hobby.
I have a pretty personal connection to the material insofar as I lost my father about 9 years ago. And when we knew the story was going to be about a 15-year-old boy getting over the death of his mom, I really wanted to use as many of those emotions that I could bring to the table and get that in the script as authentically as possible. And I've been gratified that some people have responded to it that way, people who have lost someone, and they really connect to that aspect of the story. So that's something I'm proud of.
I think people will see this film because it's so relatable. And I mean, I know whenever I see a commercial for a quirky little film that doesn't have action heroes and buildings blowing up, I'm actually intrigued by that, because then I realize, oh, I mean, that's a film about real life. And I think that's why people will come and see it. This is a film about real people in real life situations dealing with real emotions.
Thank you.